So this is a so good moment. All right. I was thinking, just in a space of gratefulness and just thinking about the whole pay it forward concept and how within the last few weeks, it's been that type of thing for me. A pay it forward type moment. I'll actually say grace it forward though. So grace was shown to me in regards to Planet Fitness debt that accrued during the pandemic. At the very top of the pandemic, I was transitioning into a better financial situation. Got a brand new checking account. When everything shut down, I was trying to contact them to give them the updated account information. After several times of trying, I gave up and then forgot about it. And the bill was still stacking, even though I wasn't being charged on my end because I had a whole new account. They were still stacking a bill, so that, that affects your credit, all that. And I was determined to just get it straight. And went back to Planet Fitness and went to the Abingdon, Maryland campus and spoke to the manager there, Maria, and she talked to me, did a very polished, integral, like really, really honest, sincere explanation of what happened, and there was a changeover of management and all so forth and so on. And she showed me grace. I now have an account. My account is renewed. I went the other night. That was grace. Not even a week later, I think. I'm a worship pastor, as many of you know. I was in service. We had just finished the first part of our praise and worship set, and we were backstage, and we had another song, I believe, after the message, and Ben was preaching, and backstage we see the screen and we can see him preaching, and I will never forget, I got a notification on my phone. I looked down, and lo and behold, I get this message from a producer that I've worked with, and I still had balance on the recording. It's not all gloss and fantasy when it comes to the music industry. Like, when you're an independent artist, you're independent. You don't have a major label to lean on for marketing, for the management aspect, for hiring a band, singers, tour management, all the things that come with it, studio time. And I finished off half the bill sometime before things got a little crazy financially. And once I had, like I was saying with the whole Planet Fitness thing, got to a better place financially, I'm calling different, entities, persons, and just wanting to make sure things are straight, have a payment arrangement, installments, because I am a person of integrity. I don't care. And then maybe, been in a eventful marriage, had a lot of that financial struggle, that's the best way to put it, and incurred a lot of the responsibility of it. And so that's that. I won't even go more into that. And they reached out to me and they were like, so cool thing happened this morning. Someone showed grace to me concerning a debt, so I'm showing grace to you. And we had just maybe 2 months ago, not even that long, spoke about me satisfying the amount, and they actually cut it in half at that point. So I was very grateful. And I was anticipating an installment payment from a client, a big client that normally pays several months at a time, a group that I train, and they ended up making an adjustment to their training schedule. So that payment was no longer going to be coming in the month that I had promised the payment, but I was going to follow through, even if I had to be tight for a bit, and then, just reimburse myself, whatever. And I get this message and they're like, you owe me nothing. How do you want me to send your files? Now, any musician who's saying this, any artist, you guys know, having the raw files of your song is vital. And there's been too many instances where studio engineers, producers have access to these raw files, and the artist never gets it because of communication from somebody, or somebody loses it, or the computer crashes, and they just won't be honest and say, well, you owe me, or I want more money, which is bad. You should have said the amount at the beginning that you wanted, for real. But just all kinds of situations that happen, and that is a big thing. And so grace was shown on a personal level, grace was shown on a business level, and I had the opportunity to do the same. It's something that I do anyway, but I just today, being on the phone with a client, longtime client, they ran into a situation, they took responsibility for their part in it, and they needed time to pay. And they say they understand if I want them to stop the trainings for a bit until they get things squared away, but they really would like to continue, and they'll make sure they'll pay me. Showed Grace, came up with an installment plan, and when I got off the phone, I was like, man, so grace it forward, grace it forward. Like, it's just this trickling effect of just gracing it forward. Just you watching this, think of that person that just needs grace, especially that person that has owned up to. That's one of the things, and I will make this real quick. I'm already beyond what I wanted to do. I'll make sure it doesn't go past 10 minutes. God actually looks for that from us, that we take full responsibility for our actions, that we're transparent about where we are. Even if everything isn't right yet, he will meet you. I say to my staff, I say to anybody that I work with, the volunteer team that I work with at the church, leadership team, anybody that I work with in my business, I would say, where's the red dot? You know, you walk into a building, and it's usually in the stairs. Sometimes it's in the lobby area or in like an office or whatever. The map for the entire building. And it shows you where you are. It says you are here. And there's a red dot that shows you exactly where you are in that moment. If you're in stairwell 2, it's going to show you with that red dot that you're in stairwell 2. In life, look for the red dot. And when you see the red dot, admit that you are right there. It's literally showing you that's where you are. So admit that you're right there. God will honor it. Integral people will honor it. And they will grace it forward. And then you'll have the opportunity to do the same. That's it. So grace moment. Love you guys. Stop at the website for all things Sulena Olivia. Bye. There is a subject that's near and dear to my heart. It's very important for any human being to know the voice of their father and mother, I believe. And if they don't have a relationship for whatever reason, whether it be by choice of the parent or the child choosing to not be in the parent's life, there are mentors and people that can be a sounding board, a safe haven, even somewhat of a sacred space of accountability. I do believe that ideally, to know the voice of your father, to know the voice of your mother, to have a relationship with your father, to have a relationship with your mother is important. And in addition to that, and at the core of our existence, we all seek for that sovereign being that some call various names. I personally know him as Jesus. And in the scriptures, as Jesus walked the earth, he said, "My sheep know my voice, and the voice of another they will not follow." Those two statements are loaded and very, very, very clear. My sheep, those that are mine, know my voice, and the voice of another they will not follow. Have confidence that you know his voice. You are his, not a possession, but his child, his family, and you know his voice. So when you go to figure out your next steps in life, concerning relationships, concerning a business, a job, friendships, whether or not you should move to a certain geographical location, what you should do with your days ahead, your goals, everything. There's another scripture that says, if we acknowledge him in all of our ways, he will direct our paths. And in my own time of devotion and prayer, I have heard from God concerning that very scripture, that in every way that we acknowledge him, the path that coincides to that way, he'll direct. So if you are not giving him access to an area in your life, it's very, very difficult for him to direct you concerning that area. And he's such a gentle giant. He so loves us and has patience and mercy and grace that when we're ready and we come to him about that area of our life, the decisions that we have to make, are being provoked to make, or just choosing to make, when we acknowledge him, he will direct us. He will navigate our every step. And the great thing is, he knows the end from the beginning. So when he directs you, your way will be made not just straight, but prosperous. You will excel, you will be well, and on top of that, those connected to you will be inspired and will benefit from you excelling and you being directed. So know this, you know his voice. Hear him.